Week and a half ago, a couple of weeks ago, I attended RCRC meeting up in Grass Valley, Nevada County. RCRC, again, is the Rural State Association. I think 39 of the 58 counties are part of it. Very informative couple-day meeting, as it always is. Also, the Golden State Finance Authority is part of that, as well as Golden State Connect Authority. While there, I also had the pleasure of contracting COVID, apparently, so that's why I'm wearing the mask, although I'm negative now. But at any rate, I was just going to mention a few things. So first of all, at the RCRC meeting, there's quite a discussion about state bills that are coming down the pike. I've had conversations with our Assembly member, Robert Rivas, about these, and there's some real critical ones that we're watching. And one has to do with the so-called care court, concern about, again, unfunded mandates in regards to that. The Williamson Act, if we keep our fingers crossed, there may be some money coming back to counties to help reimburse us for the Williamson Act. We shall see. There's some transportation bills, and then there's also a bill involving potentially separating the sheriff and coroner's positions, which obviously would be a very large negative for rural counties, and hopefully that will get killed. So some of the other things that came out of that, there is a photo contest, which we're going to submit a photo for San Benito County. Also, I wanted to mention that there's a Golden State Finance Authority assist-to-own down payment program for county employees, and I've communicated that with our HR person to get that benefit out to our county employees. And then lastly, I was just going to mention some of the other committees that I've been involved in other than RCRC since our last meeting. IT broadband meeting with Supervisor Dirks, and also South Valley vaccination sites as well. We're working with the county to identify places in South County where we can have a mobile vaccination site. And then lastly, I attended the San Benito County Behavioral Health Department's 4th annual Pride event this past Saturday. And that's all I have. Thank you, Chair.
Supervisor Kozmicki.
Sure thing. Committees, ad hocs, 3CE, the Community Choice Energy. I was opposed to changes that would essentially eliminate the Community Advisory Commission bylaws. And essentially would strip that advisory committee of, in my view, its influence. And when 3CE was set up, the CAC, the advisory committee, was a big part of that structure of the organization, and I'm just disappointed in the direction of 3CE as a whole. And part of that, it's expanded into Santa Barbara, SLO. It's a very, very large region at this point. In my view, it's becoming unmanageable, and there's just too many players who are relatively disconnected. And so I have proposed publicly a couple times now that 3CE move to a district election model so that the people who are representing that on that board are more in tune with what's going on, and better able to manage it. Monterey Bay Air Resources District budget. We talked about moving to every other month, and I also urge staff to, our county staff, to apply for available grant dollars. Monterey Bay, and I've talked to Ray, Monterey Bay Air Resources District has grant dollars that are essentially designated for our county, where we can at least get some electric vehicles or some things with some of that money. So I really want to make sure that we stay in touch with them and make sure we get an application in so we can get some of those quote free dollars. And then and I know we have the grant writer on the agenda here today, so maybe that's apropos. COG, Highway 156, the contract was awarded to start construction. The construction on the 156 will finally start, supposedly, let's keep our fingers crossed, on July 22nd. So that's going to be a big deal. I asked about potential delays, and I was assured that since the construction will be off of the current roadway, that they're not expecting major delays at all on that, but we need to obviously stay on top of that, especially in light of everything with the roads that's been going on and all the delays we've been seeing. And then I've also asked again about the Highway 25 project is in the environmental phase right now. It's supposed to be that environmental.
Supervisor Kuzmicki, real quick. Excuse me, audience, if you could please keep it down so we can do the county business, I would appreciate it. Go ahead, Supervisor Kuzmicki.
Yeah, thank you. The Highway 25 project, the environmental work's supposed to be done by the winter of 2024. We're still continually pushing for whatever options we can find to make sure that project gets finished as soon as possible. It's going to take a long time, but I've asked about still looking at overlapping some of the phases where possible, and we did somewhat revive the discussion about whether it still could make sense to localize that road, and because of all the state requirements and everything that goes into all the planning for that. Right now, it is because of the way that, and with inflation and everything, our understanding, and Chair Hernandez is on that board as well, is that Highway 25 right now, as things stand, is not going to get finished with the current funding that we have. It's just not realistic because of the time frame we're on right now. We'll be lucky to get half that road finished with the money that we have available. So that needs to be something that sort of resurfaces as a priority for this board, this community, and make sure that we stay on top of Caltrans and ensure that we are getting the best bang for our buck there. And then the library ad hoc lastly met this past week, and positive meeting. We're just waiting to hear back about the state grant that we applied for as a county. So keep our fingers crossed on that. We should be finding out in the next couple weeks about that grant, which could really catapult us forward on that project. Otherwise, real quick, I'll wrap up here as soon as possible. I have office hours. Just want to remind people, I do office hours every week, every Friday at the old courthouse, the old marshal's office, 11 to 1. I do Saturday, the first Saturday of the month in San Juan, 10 to 12 at the sheriff's substation. Thank you to the sheriff for that. And I'll be spending the month of July, since we won't be having meetings. My primary focus is outreach, talking to constituents, holding meetings with people, and really refining goals and priorities based on our discussions for the rest of the year. And then attended the Pride event in Hollister hosted by Behavioral Health. Great job by the county staff and everyone involved with that. I'm proud of our staff. I'm proud of our county for the direction we're going. And then lastly, future agenda items. At some point it just struck me just conversing with county council that at some point we're going to have some sort of clarification on with redistricting and the impact of redistricting that has on the various commissions that we have, because some of those commissions require residency in your district. So I'm just hoping for a second that we can at least have that conversation and bring that to the plate. It seems like a logical at least discussion to have, or else a memo of some kind is going to have to go out. But there is going to be an impact there. So we just
Repeat that request, Supervisor.
that we get clarification on the impact of redistricting on our various commissions, because residency of your district is required on several of these commissions and
Got it.
boards. So
Yeah, I would second that.
thank you. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Supervisor Kuzmicki. Supervisor Dirks?
Thank you. I attended AMBAG along with Supervisor Gonzalez 2 weeks ago now. And then I was at the fire protection meeting as well with Supervisor Hernandez, who was filling in for Supervisor Tiffany. We will be coming back to the board at some point. We're doing a fire district study. And so the portion that the county will contribute is something that we'll come back to the board with once we have the numbers on that. So that'll be sometime in August that we'll come back to you with those numbers. Then that way we can move forward to see how we can better serve our entire community, as well as San Juan Bautista. And that is who is on the Fire Protection Committee. It's the City of Hollister, the county, and San Juan Bautista. And also, too, I went to an integrated waste meeting as well. Just as a reminder, July 1st, there are rate hikes going up from Recology. This is part of their contract, so just be aware. And then I also went to behavioral health. These were all on the same day. And so the behavioral health meeting was informative. They talked about some of the different outreach they did. They talked about the fentanyl event, and then just some of the issues surrounding of where we're at with staffing and looking at filling some of those spots. And also, too, how they're going to be integrating with Hollister City School District in light of the fact that they will not have counselors at their school sites anymore. And there was some discussion as well with Community Solutions and the new contract and what they're doing at our rural schools, too, to support mental health as well. And then I attended the new fire training facility near the wastewater treatment plant. I went to that ribbon cutting. Phil Rossi was the lead firefighter on that project, and he helped secure the grant along with other community members and support. It is a regional training facility, so Santa Cruz County, Monterey County, San Benito County. It's not just for fire, but also for police and the sheriff's department as well. It was pretty impressive to watch that, and so I just really congratulate the city of Hollister on taking the lead on that and securing that grant and having that facility. I feel a little safer now. And then also, too, I went to the rodeo on Friday. A lot of my kids' friends were in it, and that was really great. And then, unfortunately, I was under the weather on Saturday, and so I missed the Pride celebration and the event with the Esperanza Center. So thank you to Behavioral Health for putting that together. It sounds like we were well represented there, so that was really great. And just upcoming things, please remember, even though we are off in July, there is the Savor San Benito on Sunday, the first Sunday of every month. So that'll be coming up, and that's at Swank Farms in my district. And I just want everyone to, have a happy 4th of July as well. And also, too, I met with a resident regarding Fallon and Fairview with Steve Loop and another person from RMA, and we talked about the intersection and the impact of what that is going to look like, and the signal light that is going to be going in there. So we were taking into some factors with some of the neighbors there as well. So we're on that path and we're moving forward. So thank you to RMA for that, and thank you to the community for reaching out as well. That's all.
Thank you, Supervisor Dirk. Supervisor Gonzalez?
I've got nothing to report, thank you.
I'll be brief. Yeah, I attended the Hollister Fire, the fire committee meeting with Supervisor Dirks, and I would say the only thing I can add is just big focus on kind of the call volume patterns. They had a heat map up, kind of showing the consistency of the concerns with the fire, fire basically up in our county, and Charlie Bedoya, I believe he received a grant where they have, they got a piece of equipment that the county is supposed to take over, and ultimately it's going to address the fire break. So everything along the roads, all the way through Cienega, if I'm not mistaken, they got a certain amount of mileage, I guess, committed to be able to address and to prevent fires and protect our community. COG, simple and short, not to repeat too much of what Supervisor Kosmicki said, is there big concerns with funding and inflation, and the possibility of taking over the authority of 25. What would that look like? And then the last thing is I and Supervisor Tiffany attended the EDC retreat. That was at the 400 building on right next to the vault, and their big focus was SEDS, the Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy. Right, it's a 5-year plan. It allows us to possibly go after grants, and ultimately those grants would be applied for economic development purposes. The big elephant in the room was the land use initiative, because we had questions of what the impact would be, especially in the times of inflation and an incoming recession. The recession by default means we're decreasing in funds, increasing in costs. It's basically collateral damage prevention time, and we're trying to avoid that, which means we have to focus on revenue generation. So that being said, we go on to now public comment. So this is an opportunity to address the board on any items not appearing on the agenda. Madam Clerk?
In chambers, if you would like to provide a comment, please provide a speaker card. Via Zoom, please press star 9 or the raise your hand icon. In chambers, we have Terry Berling.
Oh, this is on the agenda, almost.
Morning. My name's Terry Barling. I reside at San Juan Hollister Road. I've been there about 7 months. I am homeless. I do live in a trailer with no power, no sewer, no water.
Sir, I believe this this is item 8. So if you can address the board on item 8 when we get to it, then you have your time to speak on this item. For sure.
What is item 8?
So it's discussing the homeless situation and the addressing of, are you talking about a trailer
It's a fifth wheel trailer.
on San Juan Road?
Yes.
That's actually on consent.
No, that's trailers, homelessness, that's all going to be discussed
On item 8.
regular
Yeah,
agenda.
because we also have another item on
Item-
consent.
I don't think he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Item 8.
But to your point, sir, we want to hear you out, give you your opportunity to speak for sure. But if you can wait to item 8, that would help.
Okay.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Next, we have Irma Covina.
Hi, my name is Irma Copian, and I'm with the SUS 2015, and I just want to let you guys know that we need medical insurance. Thank you.
Next, we have Maria Simon. Maria Rodriguez.
Hi.
Buenos días, mi nombre es María Rodríguez, yo vengo del área de Salinas. Estoy aquí para apoyar a mis compañeros soy proveedora de cuidado en casa y sé que ustedes no están dándoles el apoyo para cobertura médica. Me gustaría preguntarles o que se pregunten cada uno de ustedes si tienen alguna enfermedad, por ejemplo, diabetes, por ejemplo, cáncer o otra enfermedad, cualquiera que sea. Si ustedes no tuvieran aseguranza, ¿qué harían?